before I started the show, I was talking about a video that I made a couple of weeks ago when a young girl had got killed in Philadelphia. Some guy stood in front of a house on a Sunday and shot up the house. A little 12-year-old girl was murdered. We all know that. We remember what happened. So what I did was made a video about, dudes living the street life, street crime and everything like that. And, how should you, retaliate when you want to shoot somebody or something like that. And what I was saying was, instead of standing in front of that house shooting innocent people and people who didn't have anything to do with, what was going on, why didn't you just, wait for your target and shoot your target? Understand what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we would still have a 2-year-old girl, Nicolette Rivera, who would still be alive. Understand what I mean? So when I made the video, a couple of people reached out and said, I don't think, you should have posted something like that. You should have said something like that because, you out here, saying that you want to help people stop the violence and, help with unsolved murders and stuff like that. So my whole thing is this. Never once have I said, that I'm going to be, fake about this whole situation. I'm going to, sugarcoat something like that. That's not what I do. What I do is keep it real. I keep it official. Yes, you got dudes in the street. Like I said, I'm going to say it again. You got people in the street who live that street life. They know how the street life go. So you can't come to them and approach them like they stupid, like they dumb. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can't keep telling people, yo, put your gun down, stop the violence, get a job, get off the corner. If you don't have nothing to give them, dudes are standing on the corner. They're not standing on the corner just because they think it's cool. Some do, don't get me wrong, but you got dudes who out here in the streets who need to be out here in the streets to make a living, to provide for their family, whether they paying money for their daycare, whether they paying their rent, whether they helping their girlfriend out, baby mom. You got dudes who married out here in the streets. So when you tell people it's not all young boys out here in the streets, so you got dudes my age, 40 plus still in the streets, making a living. So when you trying to tell dudes to do stuff like that, you want to say, well, get out the streets, get out the corner. What is you going to give them? What are you replacing, the money that they were getting? What are you replacing that with? Understand what I mean? So that's what, we really got to start talking about. That's one of the situations that, I bring up all the time. That's why I don't like going around, telling people, stop the violence, put the guns down. You got to understand, you got to, talk to people, say all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's real because you got people who will say, look, I put my gun down. I fear for my life. What if somebody get the drop on me? I talk about my situation I was in before. I had a good friend of mine who passed away, because of something like that. Somebody was telling us when we was young, put your gun up, don't do this, don't do that. He put his gun up, 2 days later, he was dead. So we need to understand that when you have people out here saying stuff as far as, to the kids, to the adults, whoever you're talking to, we need something to replace what you're taking away. It's just like, somebody goes to prison, right? You go to prison, you say prison is supposed to rehabilitate you. So when you come home, you're supposed to be rehabilitated. So prison is supposed to take all that negative thinking away from you. It's supposed to take away all those negative thoughts. So when you come home, you're supposed to want to think and do positive stuff, right? So if you don't have nothing positive for the inmates when they come home, what they going to revert back to? What they know, the negativity. You got to have programs. You got to have jobs. You got to have, even if, it's not, $1,000 a week, $500, you gotta have something. Because look at the crimes. Like, if you really go around to these jails, like I'm gonna get real to y'all. I'm gonna get real with y'all. Go around to some of these jails, right? So talk to some of the people who be going back and forth to jail, who do crimes and all that, right? Most of these dudes be out here trying to rob somebody for what? $50, $60, $100. Go in these stores trying to rob these phone stores and all that. How much money do phone stores keeping their register? The rest they putting under their little drop box joint, right? So they're only keeping what? Most people using their cards when they come in, and so it ain't that much cash going around in these stores and all that. So that's what we gotta understand. Then you got these idiots in New Jersey, like here's another 5-6 idiots shooting at another football game, right? The 10-year-old boy, Makai Tennant, was killed. He died yesterday. He got shot Friday. I think the game was Friday, right? So here we are again with, some idiots at a football game shooting while children are around, innocent people, stuff like that. Like I say it all the time, but people just be thinking, like I'm saying, it ain't gonna happen. No, it's gonna happen, and it can happen anywhere. It just happened in Philly, like a couple of weeks ago. Y'all remember at Gratz at the football game? It just happened over in Jersey, man. These idiots is crazy, man. I'm gonna address this too, because I had a lot of people coming at me about the video that I made when I was telling the guys, the street dudes to hit their target and all that. Like, what I'm saying? People, how you talking about you may help people with the unsolved murders and you condone violence and you telling people shoot their target because I'm a realist. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not one of these fraud activists. Like, I'm one of these fake dudes. Like, I'm keeping it official. I keep it real. Like, what I'm saying? you're going to have people out here trying to shoot and kill and do, illegal activities and stuff like that. That's what you got to understand. So at the end of the day, the violence is never going to end. But like I say all the time, we can try to combat the violence. Back in the day, right, when I was a young boy, if my old heads came through, not even my old heads, I didn't even have to know them. They didn't even have to be from my neighborhood. That's how much respect people had, right? I was from 11th and Norris, right? I was born and raised 11th and Norris, 10th and Norris, 11th and Norris, whatever you want to call it, right? Norris Homes, right? If dudes from 8th and Diamond, if dudes from 12th and Huntington, if dudes from Richland Island, if dudes from back, Diamond Street, 23rd and Diamond, from whatever, right? They come in the projects, they see us out there, whatever we doing, playing ball, playing whatever, they like, yo, they would tell us, like, yo, something about to pop off, like something about to go down, like go in the crib, like go in the house, do whatever, like that's real shit. You don't have that no more because you got a lot of the dudes, they not old heads. They get high, they corny as shit. They trying to live through the young boys because, like I say, they never bust their gun, right? They never been to jail. Like, even if they did go to jail, they been to jail on some nut shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You probably go to jail for holding somebody's gun. Using the streets is use a cornball-ass young boy. Now you a nut-ass old head. You trying to live through the young boys now. You giving the young boys the gun. You getting high off the young boys. You ain't giving them no guidance. You ain't giving them no education. You ain't letting them know, like, young boy, look, maybe you need to just lay on that nigga for a minute. Don't go shoot the whole house up. Like, you don't know who in the crib. Don't go shoot the whole football game up. Like, I'm saying, them kids ain't got nothing to do with your shit. Understand what I mean? Don't go shoot the boy or girl up. You don't have that no more because you got a lot of the dudes, they not old heads. They get high. They corny as shit. They trying to live through the young boys because, like I say, they never bust their gun, right? They never been to jail. Like, even if they did go to jail, they been to jail on some nut shit. Like, I'm saying, you probably go to jail for holding somebody's gun. Using the streets is use a cornball-ass young boy. Now you a nut-ass old head. You trying to live through the young boys now. You giving the young boys the gun. You getting high off the young boys. You ain't giving them no guidance. You ain't giving them no education. You ain't letting them know, like, young boy, look, maybe you need to just lay on that nigga for a minute. Don't go shoot the whole house up. Like, you don't know who in the crib. Don't go shoot the whole football game up. Like, I'm saying, them kids ain't got nothing to do with your shit. Understand what I mean? Don't go shoot the boy or girl up. You know what I'm saying? You got, people who bring their children into shit like this. Like, I'm saying, like we just seen in Philadelphia, right? They say the father who, brought the little young boy down, the young boy that got shot, 11-month-old young boy. I'm a father. I know what, at the end of the day, I'm not bringing my kids around none of that. You don't bring your kids around none of that. It's no way in the world. Now, if we just driving through, I don't know nobody on the block, I'm just driving through, me, my son, and whoever in the car with me, you know what I'm saying, shots ring out, and my son get hit, it's like, damn, it's fucked up, like, I don't know nobody around, I'm just driving through. Now, if I got my son in the car with me, I'm doing dirt, you feel what I'm saying, something happened to my son, I bought that. What they was talking about, when people don't understand, when they say the guy picked the son up and using him as a shield, they're not saying literally he picked the son up and was holding him in front of the bullets. Like, no, what they saying is he was thinking in his mind, if I got my son in the car with me, I could do whatever, because who gonna shoot while they see a baby in the car? That's what he thinking. But no, dickhead, they killing babies every day, they killing old people every day, they killing women every day. Don't nobody give a fuck about your son, they don't give a fuck about my son. Like, if a nigga wanna get at you, they gonna get at you, they gonna blow your brains out. So that's what we gotta understand. The streets is not sweet. You got niggas in the streets who thinking shit's sweet. They're not being educated, they're not being taught right. And that's what's happening to a lot of these people getting killed, a lot of these murders. A lot of these murders could be avoided. A lot of these murders don't have to happen, but you got a lot of dickheads and knuckleheads out here in the streets who just trigger happy. And they trigger happy, they trying to just do any fucking thing. Like, it's just dumb. You go to court, you ain't getting no bail. Murder, you don't get no bail for murder, right? Not unless they downgrade the charges and all that shit. And that's another thing that we're gonna talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got first degree murder, you ain't got no bail, so you need money for a lawyer, right? Most of these niggas plead now. I'll be in the courts all the time. I see them niggas, they coming in dirty as shit. They ain't got no lawyers, public defender coming in. But they got about 20, 30 people over there coming to court for them, like cheering them on, antagonizing the family on the other side. So you got the victim family on this side, you got the motherfucker who killed their family on this side, with 30, 40 people with them, like antagonizing the family. Understand what I'm saying? And let me say this too, to some people out there, because I know at the end of the day, we got to support your loved ones in court and everything like that. But something I think people don't understand, the judges, they look at shit like that, right? When you got your son, your daughter in court, they fighting a homicide, they fighting a murder, right? The judge, they looking at who's in the courtroom, right? When the detectives coming in, plain clothes, y'all know who he is, they looking at y'all in the courtroom. Oh, that's such and such, that's such. Oh, he come to court for him, he come to court for him, right? So when you come out, they following you, they go look at your social media shit now, right? So now when they picking you up and roughing you off and asking you shit, you like, damn, what's going on? It's because you was taking your dumb ass down the courtroom in a murder trial, in a murder case, trying to antagonize somebody's family, or just being in there trying to intimidate somebody's family. Like, and that's the shit that goes on. That's the more dumb shit. Like, I cannot see me as a father, I mean, God forbid, something, I mean, one of my kids get into a situation like that, and I'm gonna be in court trying to fight for my child's life. I mean, whether I think they did it or not, whether, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna let their friends come to court with us to antagonize the family, the victim family, regardless of how I feel, regardless of what the fuck happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can say my son is the most innocent son in the world. He didn't do it. Yes, I'm gonna stand with him, but that don't mean you gotta still antagonize the victim's family. You understand what I'm saying? So you got a lot of that shit going on too. You got a lot of females in there who want to put themselves in the streets. They want to put themselves in these situations now, right? They might want to make the call. Oh, I'll make the call for you because they feel comfortable with him now, right? They want to win a little couple licks, and now she's like, oh, he a gangster, he a killer. All right, I feel comfortable now. Now I'm gonna help you out. I'll set him up. I'll make the call. I'll walk past him with these tights on so he can say something to me and set him up. What's up, Mel? I mean, that's what happens. So, oh, I'll make the drop off. I'll take this over there. I'll get the money from him. Like I'm saying, then she go make a drop off. You know, dudes. Oh, she look such and such. You just thinking a ball come behind you, blow your brains out. So they're not going to forget that. His people's not going to forget that. You know, the streets talk. They're going to find out what's going on. So when they find out what's going on, they're going to run down and do what? Blow her brains out. But the news is going to put it up as that, you know what I mean? Well, a woman was killed, a female was killed. We all like, oh man, it's crazy, a woman was killed. But when you get deep into the story and find out what was going on, she had her hands in it like it was dirt. All these murders of women and females is not, you know, because of domestic violence. It's not. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, you got a lot of females who put themselves in situations. Us, you know, as black people, I mean, whatever you are, black, white, brown, Puerto Rico, however you want to say it. Like, we all know when our family dealing with somebody who's not right, but some communities, some households, they accept that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, that's just being real. So don't cry and bitch and complain when you got your daughter, I mean, your mom, your aunt, whoever, she get her brains blown the fuck out because she was rolling with the wrong people and she got herself into some shit that she shouldn't have got into, and you could have helped her not get into that, but you didn't because you wanted the money, you wanted the little perks and shit that come, not the perks like pills, but you know what I mean, you know, well, it could be perks as pills too, because you got a lot of niggas who, I mean, fuck with chicks and they might give her mom perks or aunt perks or grandma, whoever she living with, yeah, like the pill, but I'm talking about perks like, you know, the money, the extra income, you know, the jewelry, shit like that. That's what I'm saying. I ask this to, you know, people all the time, like, and I don't always want to attack the moms, but at the end of the day, you know, most young men, most young women, they live with their mom. So that's what, you know, who I want to address. So as far as what I'm saying right now to y'all is this, at the end of the day, if you have a daughter, if you have a niece, if you have, you know, an aunt, a mother, whoever, just make sure, man, whatever dude they dealing with, just make sure he living right, man. Like we know what it is. If the main man in the streets, like, even if he in the streets, just make sure he ain't in the streets. Understand what I mean? You got dudes out here who in the streets, they don't even know what they doing. They just out here just acting crazy, doing whatever. But make sure that y'all protect these women, man. Make sure y'all show these women the right way, man. And make sure y'all understand that violence not going to stop. I say it all the time. The violence is never going to stop. What we can try to do is combat the violence. We can try to, you know what I mean, slow it down. Talk to the right people you got to talk to, but make sure you're talking to them the right way. Don't try to force something on somebody. We ain't got nothing to replace what you trying to take away from them. So I'm just leave y'all with that. Right is right, wrong is wrong, man. We got to protect the, innocent people out here that's trying to make a living, trying to do the right shit, man. If you're not trying to do the right shit, oh well, like, I don't wish harm or death on nobody, but you know what's gonna come with that shit. If you're in these streets, if you do dirt, you get dirt. I don't give a fuck if you're only robbing people. I don't give a fuck if you're selling people fake pills. If you're selling people fake crack, you're selling people fake powder, you're gonna get dirt done to you. If you're selling people fake bags, if you're selling people fake fucking sneakers, whatever the fuck you're doing, somebody gonna pop your fucking top one day. And that's just the bottom line. We just gotta be honest. I'm not here to bullshit and sugarcoat that shit. So if you don't want to hear the real shit, you ain't got to follow me, you don't got to talk to me, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying I'm going to spit my shit and say what the fuck I'm going to say because it's real. I don't got time to be playing with people losing their lives and losing their children. Don't come around me with the bullshit like you really care and you don't really fucking care if you want to sugarcoat shit. I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. I never did, I never will. So, that's just me, man. That's why they call me Ikey Raw, man, at the end of the day. So when I'm talking about somebody hitting their target, I mean that shit. Like, I'm saying, y'all see that shit all the time. People say like, man, why the fuck can't you just wait on, why you can't, like, it's real shit. Like, people live that shit. They know what that shit means. This woman should have to bury her 10-year-old son in Jersey. You got a 2-year-old girl that was killed over here. Like, come on, man. You got the young boy still in the hospital, Samaj, who was shot down Frankfurt. Like, these kids ain't got nothing to do with this shit. They going home from school, they doing whatever they doing, and they coming in the straight bullets from people just firing shots, not looking at what they doing, not caring, not having no fucking regard for human life, man. And that's what has to stop. That's what has to stop. So if you're not about that, fuck you. Like, I'm not here to, keep fucking around and bullshitting. Like I say all the time, we not, all the meetings and shit, that's cool. I don't have a problem with people meeting and all that, but what's coming out of the meetings? Like, you know what I'm saying? We meeting, what's coming out of it? Like, let's have some strategies. Let's get something going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's start supporting these mothers and these grandmothers when they go into court, because like, let me address this too. A lot of these mothers and grandmothers and family members, periods, of murder victims, right? They're afraid, right? They're afraid to speak out, right? Some of them afraid to be called a snitch. Some of them are just afraid because they think that the alleged killer might try to kill them or do something to them, right? Some of them don't even show up to court. Like, they don't go to court. They tell me all the time, I don't, like, it's crazy. So here's what I want to say. I want to challenge like some men to this. Men, women, don't matter. If you feel as though you feel the right cause, I'm going to start letting y'all know, like, when these families go to court and they want to support people to come down there and support them and go to court with them, that's what the fuck we need to start doing. Because at the end of the day, you got a lot of murderers, like I'm saying, who get off, like I'm saying, shit like that. Like, people don't want to come to court. People ain't got time for that shit. Like, you never know what the fuck happened. You never know what might trigger something. Like I'm saying, you go to court. I was in court a couple weeks ago. True story. There was a family in court. They didn't even know that the fucking killer was out on bail, right? The alleged killer who they was going to court for, they thinking he behind the, you know how you go down 306, they thinking he behind the glass and all that shit. Like, they coming in, bullshit in the courtroom. They like, huh? Like, what the fuck? They call the sheriffs up there, shit get crazy. Like, it was crazy, but that's what I'm just saying. Like, so imagine that family, right? They come into court because, someone killed their loved one, and, the person who they think did it, who the, authorities say did it, is supposed to be locked up. They come to court, the motherfucker in the courtroom, because his charges were reduced and he was able to make bail and get out on bail. So that's another thing that we got to understand, that DA Larry Krasner, we got to understand that if you dropping charges on murders and, you got murder defendants come home right on bail, like, people need to know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, I don't know the cases and all that, but some bails, some people do deserve bail because every murder is not first degree murder. You're only not supposed to get bail for first degree murder. You intentionally blow somebody's brains out, run them over, kill them, whatever the fuck you do. There's no bail for first degree murder. So what I'm saying is that if you're going to be, dropping the bells and all that, just let the families know what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let the families know, give them a good valid reason why you're doing this. Don't have families coming to court surprised that, the person that they think killed their loved one is sitting right next to them in the fucking courtroom. Then they run out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy. But so we got to do better with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So I just want to say to anyone who's available, I'm going to start, asking the mothers, the grandmothers, the aunts, whoever, is it okay to let people know that, yes, they have to go to court. Yes, come to court and support me. Come sit with this family as well and let this family know, like, no, it's okay. Like, we understand. Like, listen, let this person have their day in court. Like I say all the time, man, just like the George Zimmerman shit. If these people, they say, well, such and such killed my son or killed my daughter or killed my mom or killed my dad. If they go to court, right, they get found not guilty, what the fuck? Like, the justice system is fucked up. We all know that. But at the end of the day, you can't go around keep bashing other motherfuckers telling them, oh, they ain't gonna get this, they ain't gonna get that, they ain't gonna get this. Every case is fucking different. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see people get 30 to 60s. I see people get 25 to 50s. I see people get life. Boy, I got 2 life sentences 2 weeks ago. The lady told me, one of the joints I posted, 2 life sentences. So, people getting, time for these murders in the city, man. It's not all of them not getting a lot of time, but, some people's getting time for murders, man. There's definitely no reason to shoot at a football game, man. There's no reason to shoot while innocent people is around, and people get mad when I say that. They like, what the fuck you mean? Why don't you just say stop shooting? No, listen. I'm not being a realist. If I say, I can say stop the violence, I can say put the guns down. That's just me saying that. It's a fucking hashtag. That's a saying. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But on some real shit, the violence is not going to stop. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's not going to stop. So I have a lot of people who, understand what I'm saying. That damn old head, when you said that, I was thinking one day, like, yeah, it got him out of a lot of shit, because you got to be real with him. That's what I'm saying. You got to be real. So when I say don't shoot while innocent people around, they know what the fuck I'm saying. Like I'm saying, I don't know what the situation is, why somebody's shooting at this person, why this person think they got to shoot at I don't know. It's not my fucking business. My business is protecting the motherfucking innocent people who ain't got nothing to do with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that they still live, they survive, they get a chance. Whether they 5 years old, 2 years old, 60 years old, I don't give a fuck how old they is. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're an innocent victim of violence and gun violence, whatever violence, like, that's the people I want to help. That's the families I want to help. Not the motherfuckers out here engaging in the shit. You going back and forth, you shooting him, he shoot you. They nah, like, come on, that's stupid shit. You know what I mean? So I'm about to get on out of here, man. Like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast, man. I'm gonna post the link in the live and all that. So I'll probably come back tomorrow. I'm gonna see how this shit go. See how they treated me on this job. Then I'll let y'all know what's up, man. But in the meantime, in between time, this is Ikey Raw, man, and the people, man. Yes, sis, children and women should always be off limits. That's how it was when I was a young boy. I just don't know what happened. No, I do know what happened. I talked about it earlier. It's just that you got a lot of nut ass old heads in the streets now, just corny as shit. Like they was straight pussy when they was young. So now they just trying to live through the young boys. All young boy go shooting, go do use a nut. Like my old heads never gave me a fucking gun and tell me to go kill it. I better go rumble, right? I talk about that shit all. Go fight, nigga. But whether you win or lose, you gonna go rumble. Y'all both still here to see another day. His mom ain't got worried about burying him. Your mom ain't got worried about burying you. Neither one of y'all, families got worried about going to court and all that shit. Cause that shit get dumb. A lot of these murderers, the families, they be knowing each other, man. That shit is crazy, man. They be knowing each other and it's fucked up. Like you see a young boy grow up from a baby, then he grew up to kill your son. Like that shit is fucked up for people. So please be mindful that people deal with that shit too, man, as well, man. So I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all go to Blog Talk Radio, download whatever you got to do, follow the podcast, man. And I mean, I'll be back tomorrow, man. Hopefully, man, things go right, man. I could be in the morning, it could be in the night, it could be in the afternoon. I got to see when the best time for me to do this shit. I got to fill it in my schedule and all that. So I might come at y'all a couple times a day as well. So y'all got some topics, y'all got some things y'all want me to discuss. I can also have some co-hosts too. So if any of y'all want to co-host with me, so just let me know what's going on. So appreciate y'all, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all night.